On today's Solo Wednesday news, the real reason The Rock missed WrestleMania 41. A SmackDown favorite is injured and may need surgery. Two names are being discussed for NXT call-ups, and Simon Miller to compete at Progress Super Strong Style 16. Hello and welcome to WhatCulture Wrestling with myself, Andrew Pollard. The Solo Wednesday news here, while the usual weekday crew make their way back from sunny Las Vegas and all the glitz and glamour of Vegas, while I come to you from a fairly wet and grey Wrexham, which I would not change for the world, especially with... What's that? Oh, it's a whiff of promotion in the air. Anyway, I hope you are good, I hope you're well, and I hope your week is treating you as well as possible. Now, what didn't treat a lot of fans well, of course, was the ending of WrestleMania 41 Night 2, with Travis Scott coming out to play a role in the main event of Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Now, I think a lot of us expected a Travis Scott appearance, of course. It's just that a lot of fans didn't expect him to be alone, as in, yes, those fans expected the great one, the final boss, The Rock. After all, we spent weeks of The Rock trying to corrupt Cody Rhodes and get Cody to give him his literal soul, only for Cody to tell Dwayne to go flub himself, as Cena then joined forces with the final boss and turned heel. So when you put it all like that and look at it all, the wider situation, The Rock kind of has a big role to play in the battle of Cody Rhodes and John Cena. So, what was the reason, though, for The Rock not being at WrestleMania 41, then? It must be pretty good, right? Was he filming a movie? Did he have a charity event to attend? A red carpet to be on? Was he trying to flog his tequila somewhere? Nah, basically, Dwayne just didn't really fancy it. That is the story here. This comes from The Rock himself, who appeared on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, where he addressed the Cena and Cody feud and why he himself wasn't at WrestleMania. Now, I do have a quote here, as The Rock put it. "I made the call. I don't want to be involved in that. Let the final boss step back into the shadows. Let all the spotlight go to John and Cody. Let's not make it about Cody's soul or John's soul. Let them do what they do. I called John after Elimination Chamber, called Cody, and I said, I think the final boss's work is done. We've established it. We just pulled out the greatest angle in the history of professional wrestling, other than Hulk Hogan turning heel. We have 6 weeks. Now let's build. You guys go and crush it. I'll be right there with you, and I'm always here if you need me. But I think it's best for the final boss not to be involved in that finish." That's quite the the way to phrase things, I guess. I mean, it's best for the final boss to not be involved in the finish, but for Travis Scott to be involved instead, then Rocky also said how he loved the finish to the WrestleMania 41 Night 2 main event, pointing out how Cody has another great run in him as a babyface champion, but also as a heel, which, I mean, to be fair, he does. There will come a time, I don't want to see it anytime soon, really, but there will come a time when Cody will get that heel turn and have a little heel run. I think on that, Rock did mention how he had, as had been reported, he had suggested turning Cody Rhodes heel, but not right away, more in a few months' time. He also said how TKO's Ari Emanuel rang him to ask if he'd come back for Elimination Chamber, as ticket sales were low. As for whether he was asked to appear at WrestleMania 41, Rock played it down and said that there'd been discussions where he'd said to all involved that yeah, what would be the point of the final boss getting involved in that main event? Where would you go from there? Which is what a lot of people are asking the same thing about Travis Scott, though Rock said he himself was actually surprised to see Travis at Mania as well. So it's not just us that are all a bit like, what was that? I mean, the match itself was fine, I guess. It was plodding, it was a bit flat, but it could have been fine if it had a better finish. And the result, Cena winning, that was fine and what needed to happen. It's just that this all felt so underwhelming. A lot of people saying one of the worst finishes, worst endings in WrestleMania history, which... I mean, yeah, I mean, we take a bit of time to digest, I guess, and see how things go. But yeah, just in the immediate aftermath of WrestleMania Night 2, it's like, it doesn't sit that great, does it?
Thanks so much for watching this video and supporting our channel. You know who else support our channel? Surfshark, who are sponsoring all of our WrestleMania content from here in Las Vegas. Surfshark's VPN is amazing. It makes sure all of your stuff stays private and secure when you're out and about online, and they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, but it allows you to change your virtual location to access all of your favorite content, which means you can watch all of WWE shows on Netflix, not just Raw, but SmackDown and NXT 2 with no ads, and you get to see all the bonus content us Brits get to see too. Stuff like this. Booyaka! Booyaka! 619! Just click the link in the description and use code WhatCultureMania at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN.
Anyway, switching gears, and I guess, mind you, staying somewhat with the wider Anoa'i Maivia family, the Samoan dynasty, if you will, the bloodline. I'm talking about Tama Tonga. But unfortunately, Tama is dealing with an injury right now. I believe this was Cassidy Haynes at bodyslam.net was the first to report this. With the injury itself, and actually an unspecified one, Tama is dealing with an injury. And it's believed that Tama could require surgery. I mean, of course, the last time we saw Tama Tonga, that was on SmackDown last week, where LA Knight, smashed Tama's hand in a car door, which is something that has now been revealed to be like, that was done to write Tama off TV while he recovers. Either recovers without the need for surgery or to recover from any surgery he may need. Either way, best wishes on a full, swift recovery to Tama Tonga from all of us here at WhatCulture Wrestling. Of course, Tama, a friend of the channel, and I believe half of our wrestling staff are still absolutely terrified from that run-in with Tama, and of course, Haku from many, many years ago. But yeah, best wishes to Tama on a speedy recovery. I mean, that also means that both Gorillas of Destiny are currently on the sidelines. Tonga Loa injured at Survivor Series back in November, so that leaves just Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, although they've been having their own brewing issues in recent weeks. I mean, we do have Hikuleu somewhere and signed to WWE, though for me it might just be best to right now let things continue to simmer between Solo and Jacob for the foreseeable future, and then maybe, when Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga are back, then maybe that's when you look to bring Hikuleu up. I don't know, I'm not sure what's going on there. But two names who could pop up as fresh faces on Raw or SmackDown in the coming weeks, though, are Trick Williams and Lola Vice. This comes from bodyslam.net's Corey Hayes, who said that Trick and Lola have been discussed for that jump to the main roster. In fact, with Trick, the word in here was it's expected that he'll be moving to the main roster soon, while Lola has been in the conversation for a club, I guess you could put it, as in, it might happen, it might not, but the Trick one seems more like a done deal, though. And hey, I mean, with Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown, there is plenty for Trick to do there, reignite that, should he move to the Blue brand, whether that's as friends with Carmelo, whether that's as pick up that rivalry with Carmelo, or you could just totally, have a fresh start for Trick, move him over to Raw. And if you want to go back to that, the history there with Carmelo, that's always something you can revisit down the line. But this comes hot on the heels, of course, of we had Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Gigi Dolan, Tatum Paxley appearing in some form or fashion on Raw on Monday. Of course, Stephanie going up against Io Sky in what was developing to a really, really, really fun match. But realistically, I mean, any of those ladies I mentioned there, they can make the move to the main roster tomorrow. And not only would they be ready, but NXT would still have enough depth in its women's division to be fine. Just, a few tweaks and adjustments, and I think it's fine. I don't expect all of those to go right away. I mean, Stephanie Vaquer is the NXT Women's Champion. I think she's probably there for a little while. Julia, you could plug Julia into the main roster straight away if you really wanted to. Roxanne, I mean, that's the Roxanne one seems like pretty much a done deal as well, because Roxanne's had kind of one foot on the main roster, one foot in NXT for the last little while now. And I mean, you don't get to the final two of a Royal Rumble if you're not making that official main roster jump at some point very, very soon. Either way, let us know in the comments, though, who you think is ready for a main roster move from NXT. There are so many talented people there. So many people there are some very talented people there who do still need a bit more time in NXT just to, polish around the edges. But let us know in the comments who you think is ready to move to Raw or SmackDown. I mean, for me, one name for me who's absolutely ready is Ethan Page, man. All Ego. Get All Ego on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, my boy Ricky Saints is clearly ready, but I think with he's only just arrived in NXT. Let him simmer there for a little bit, for another few months, I reckon. Doing an absolutely brilliant job getting himself over like Rover, because that guy is just absolute talent, no pun intended. Right, wrapping things up today. We have some breaking news. I feel like there should be some sort of like news klaxon. Yes, as in we've got ourselves an exclusive. We are breaking some news. I am delighted to announce that our very own Simon Miller will be competing in Progress Super Strong Style 16 next month. To be precise, taking place on Sunday, May 4th and Monday, May 5th. Hey, when you know it, May the 4th, actually my birthday. Yeah, send some birthday well wishes. So Miller is the latest name to be announced. Well, I guess this is the announcement, but Miller will be competing in the 16-person Super Strong Style tournament. Joining names like his old rival Tate Mayfair as Kid Lycos 2, Will Cruz, Charlie Sterling, Trent Seven, Marcus Mathers, Man Like DeReese, Ethan Allen, Leon Slater, Josiah Massa Kitamiya, Jack Morris, and Charles Crowley. They're the announced names so far. There are a couple more announcements to come, and Simon Miller getting to crack some skulls and looking to go all the way in that single elimination 16-person tournament. Again, that's May the 4th and 5th, taking place from Camden's Electric Ballroom. Tickets are available now from progresswrestling.com. I mean, there are some really, really great names there, some really interesting names. I mean, Charlie Sterling, that's someone I first saw years ago God, man, maybe 2016 here in Little Old Wrexham, competing for PCW, Preston Championship Wrestling, and he stood out like a star even back then. Leon Slater, there's a great chat on the channel that came up a couple of weeks ago where I was lucky enough to interview Leon, and just what a lovely, lovely, nice dude. And how can you look past a man like Doree, speaking of Leon Slater, of course. But while I am pulling for Simon Miller with all my heart here. I want him to go on and win the whole entire thing. But you know what my pick is? Hey man, I'm all about a rascal. I'm all about a rogue. I am all about a twat. Yes, I am going with Charles Crowley. Charles Crowley for the win. That is my pick here. And with that brings today's solo Wednesday news to a close. This has been WhatCulture Wrestling. I've been a highly caffeinated Andrew Pollard. Be well, stay safe, and I will catch you down the road. Which means tomorrow. Actually, yeah, tomorrow. One more day of this.